grace is so relentless. I am won by perfect love, wrapped within the arms of heaven, in a peace that lasts forever, sinking deep in mercy. See, I'm wide awake, draw me close, stirred by grace.
Thank you so much. It's been amazing so far, hasn't it? Tendai, am I saying that right? What gorgeous name. Thank you, that was very powerful. I got scared. I was like, she's going to jump me. I love it. And thank you, stunning Erica. That was really beautiful as well. And I just want to thank the pastors for the invitation to be able to share with you today and just have some fun as well, yeah? So the introduction, obviously, my husband and I've been married 33 years. I know I look 21. No, I don't. But I'm just joking, okay? You can all take jokes. Okay, so been married 33 years to a gorgeous Italian stallion. He's not a horse, he's a man. But he's absolutely stunning. I have 3 amazing children. I have my son Michael, who's 31, and he's a detective, chasing criminals all day, kicking down doors. It's not a good job. I don't think it is. I prayed against it, but God had different plans, and my son just loves justice and just loves to keep us all safe and happy. So that's what he does. And that's another story. Hopefully I'll get to share what God is allowing me to do at the moment with the influence I have with so many amazing officers and sergeants. I'm talking like women on the force that are like 4 from the top heads of Australia that I'm able to influence over the last 2 months. It's been amazing. Just stunning looking women that carry guns. But anyway, that's what they do. So it's quite funny. And I have a gorgeous daughter, Renee, who's been married now for about 4 years to my stunning son-in-law. Everything I dreamed about, everything that I claimed for her life. She married Jordan, and they've just had a baby, so I'm a grandma. So my beautiful granddaughter, Summer Grace, who's absolutely stunning, and I have her every Sunday night she sleeps over. She's been sleeping at my home since she was 2 weeks. So how lucky am I? So I love it through the night. I just go stare at her in her cradle. And I'm like, Nonna, can't wait to see you in the morning. I'm Italian, so we call ourselves Nonna. And I have another gorgeous daughter, Susanna, who is 28. And so my daughters run a social media company. We all work together in the one building. Now my son-in-law, Jordan, runs a building company as well. So he's in my warehouse as well. I've been in the fashion industry for like 1,000 years, probably 25 years. My husband and I, we planted a church years ago, and we were senior pastors for about 15 years, and then we transitioned and we gave our church to good friends of ours, Pastor Paul and Marie de Jong from New Zealand. I don't know if you know them. She's a very good friend of mine, and we transitioned probably about 5 years ago, and that's where gorgeous Joelle goes. And it's a thriving, flourishing, amazing church, and most of our leaders are still there. So, we were amazing leaders too. So they're still there. So that just says how good we were, true? So anyway, but they're amazing, and it's just a great church. And then God, about 5 years ago, as we transitioned, we were called to go to Planet Shakers. I thought we were going to go to Hillsong because I'm really good friends with Bobby Houston, and I thought I'll be at Hillsong. But it's funny what you think. You want, and then obviously it's not on your to-do list, and then we ended up at Planet Shakers. We just visited, and the Holy Spirit said to both of us, this is your church, and we've never looked back. It's been 5 years. We're part of the leadership team, and we look after the leaders. And in saying that, what we do is we take them out for dinner, we make sure that they're having fun and they've got a life. Because my husband and I have been married 33 years, and not only do I love him, but I still like him. And that matters. So we're very close and we're very tight. We're a tight family, and that's all because of the grace of God and just, I guess, putting him number one in everything that we do, not just my personal relationship, but also in my business. And so I just want to share with you a little bit. Is that okay? But I got the email about affecting the world around you through ministry. And I think that no matter who we are and what we do, we've got to be effective or an ambassador for Jesus Christ in everything that we do. And for me, it's the fashion industry. And it doesn't sound too powerful, does it? It's like fashion. It's all sparkle. It's all bling. But really, I've been in the fashion industry for, like I said, many years. And so I just want to give you like 4 quick thoughts that have really encouraged me over the years, I guess, to really learn and to be and to do what I get to do today. Okay, so just 4 thoughts. So the first thought is to know your natural gift. Okay, so to know your natural gift. Now for me, it was fashion. Of course, I had other gifts, like many of us. We've got gifts in our lives. There's so many other gifts. When we were running a church, I ran an event called Extreme Makeover, where I would see thousands. It ran for about 3 years. The first year we had, I don't want to brag. I'm giving God all the glory today, okay? I'm a salesperson, but I'm all about giving God the glory, because everything I do today is because of his glory and his goodness and his faithfulness to me. Full stop. Because I'm not smart enough, trust me. But, I was running events, and the first year we saw, 300 to 400 women come through. The second year we saw 1,200 women come through. And the third year we saw nearly 2,500 women come through. So it was a big event in the community. The budget was a zero budget, and I raised about $500,000 worth of giveaways to give away. So I'm just saying, I always loved and wanted to serve the community through the church and, just encourage women, and I never wanted to get into business. It was never on my to-do list, especially fashion. I was a tomboy. I grew up in the Bronx of Melbourne. I never liked anything beautiful or fun. I was really hard on myself. So it was quite funny, but it was a natural gift. In the church, women would say, let's go shopping. I like your style. Can you dress me? And I'd be like, oh, gosh, I couldn't think of anything worse. But then I'd be really bossy. Get in the change room. Try that on. That looks amazing. What are you doing? Wear that. Wear that. And it was just a natural gift that just flowed out of me. And one of the women in our church, a businesswoman who I actually spoke to just 2 days ago, she actually said to me, you should buy that business. There was a boutique. I kind of want to give you the picture. Is that okay before I get started? She said, you should buy that boutique. You're really good at fashion. And I'm like, no, you buy the boutique. I'm the pastor. You support me. I want to run community events. I don't want to be a businesswoman. I'm definitely not a businesswoman. So long story short, as I was saying that, within 2 weeks, I had the keys and I owned a business. That's exactly what it looked like. So everything inside of me was screaming, no, stop! But I just kept going, right? But God blessed me from day one. It was like, like I've been going now for like nearly 20 years, or 15 years. But God just blessed me from day one. He just, like, it wasn't just the business, it was the ministry of the business, which I'll get into, because I just want to quickly move into my second thought, and that is to know your purpose. So my purpose. When I first got into business, I thought, well, I want to be a pastor of a church. I want to build a church. We're going to be the next Hillsong. We're going to be the next blah, 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 blah. But God just said to me, and it's all about just spending time with him, knowing where he wants you to go, like that quiet time. When everything was so loud and noisy, and I'm starting a business and church is happening and I'm running events, and when I get into my quiet time, I'm saying, God, this was never on my to-do list. Why am I a businesswoman? Why am I opening a boutique? Even though I didn't have to staff it, I had staff already day one because it was really profitable from day one. God said to me, I want to use you and the clothes as a tool to show people my love for them. And I was like, a tool? It's clothes. Like, you've got to wear it. Like, it's just like bling and sparkle. But, it was like 5 to 8 years training ground for me in a shop that I would go into, and I just had people from all over the world, like John Bevere, Lisa Bevere, Bobby Houston. I'm not trying to say names. I'm talking about women and men in the corporate industry just coming through, wanting to be styled by me. And I used to say to myself, why do they want to be styled by me? Like, go somewhere else. I don't know. I just used to think, why? But it was, God spoke to me and said, I'm going to use you to speak life over them. You're going to put clothes on them and you're going to encourage them and bring the best out of them. And I never forget that one day I was lying in bed and I was speaking at church that night. It was a Sunday night and I was rostered to speak. And the Holy Spirit woke me up and said, I want you to bring some clothes to church. And I was like, okay. So I asked my husband, I said, look, when I speak tonight, can I bring some clothes to church? And he's like, I said, I just want to give some clothes away. And he's like, okay, fine. And then, so that Sunday I walked into the church, I bought some clothes, I didn't know what it was going to look like. And as I walked into the church, the Holy Spirit said to me, I want you to give that top to that lady over there. And I'm like, oh, she's going to love that. And it's going to fit her perfect. And then the Holy Spirit said, but I don't want you to just give her the top, I want you to speak this over her life. I thought, oh, wow, it's going to be amazing. Not only am I going to look generous, I'm going to look spiritual. It sounds spiritual. And then the Holy Spirit said, and see that man over there? And I've never seen him before. The Holy Spirit said, I want you to give him that suit, because I've got men's clothing as well. And the Holy Spirit said, I want you to give him that suit. And I thought, wow, that's going to fit him perfect. Because, I just know I can look at everybody. I know your sizes, sorry. It's just, I've got issues. And I go, that's going to fit him perfect. And then the Holy Spirit said, and not only give him the suit, I want you to prophesy the armor over his life. I want you to tell him that he's protected and that every day he needs to wear this and that. I was like, oh my goodness. So that's what happened. So I got into church and I started to give away the clothes and I started to prophesy over people's lives. The clothes had a voice that spoke over the person. It shocked me to this very day. It still does. It's just unusual and very unique, but they're a tool that I use to speak over people's lives. So, the second thought, which was to know your purpose, is all about people, loving people. The clothes are a tool to love people, to help men and women. The gift of my life is to encourage men and women out of, insecurities that we all face when we look in the mirror. Every single one of us live at the same address. I speak to the most elite people. I'm talking corporate leaders, to the housewife, the stay-at-home mum that struggle with the way they look. They struggle with their identity, and God has used my service and myself to bring the best out of them, to encourage them, to remind them of their God-given purpose. And every single one of us, I guess, have a gift, to use to really bring the best out of people in ministry, So before I go on, I want to give something to Abiola, and I want to say thank you, Abiola. Am I saying your name right? Abiola? I'll tell you why. When I see this, I want to give you this because I love how this is just free and colourful and loving and just happy, and that's the kind of person you are. You're encouraging, you're happy, you love to help people, you love to see people flourish and just to really, really build. So when you wear this, it's not just about wearing a kimono, okay, and you wear this open, never closed, okay, like a nightie, you wear it open, okay. So, when you wear this, just remember that you're covered in the Holy Spirit, you're covered in the love of God, you're covered in the greatness of God, and that's who you are, so enjoy. You're amazing. Bless you. Pleasure. And I want to give something to Erica. I thought, I've got this stunning dress. You're so beautiful and delicate and gentle and graceful and stunning and powerful and just really, really bold and strong. And, and I just want to encourage you and thank you for the word that God has put in your heart to really not hold back, to not settle, to not have one foot in, not one foot out, to be full on for God, to tell it how it is, and to help men and women to see the love of God and what they what they really need in their lives. So you don't compromise. That's the word. And I love how this dress, like it's a stunning dress, isn't it? It's very strong. It's very bold. It's very black or white, So I just think that when you wear this, I think it's just God saying that he just loves everything about you. He just loves your strength and your authority. So enjoy. Enjoy. Pleasure. You need to get a black hat. And I want to give this away. I love this jacket. I think, jackets are fun, they're easy to wear, and they kind of say boss babe, really, really fun. And I want to give this to when I was sitting behind you, the lady in white, the Holy Spirit said to me, tell her that her heart is pure, that's probably why you're wearing white, well, that's what the Holy Spirit just said to me, that your heart is pure and that he loves your heart. He loves your innocence. He loves who you are as a woman. He loves your gentleness. And I just want to encourage you, but I'm giving you black because inside of you is strong, is determined, is the woman that is never going to give up, a woman that is going to continue to search the heart of God until you get what you want. So you just don't settle for nothing. So I think that when you wear this jacket, it's like a coat of strength, a coat of armor, a coat of power and authority that you've just been searching God for. So enjoy this jacket, stunning girl. You're so cute. Before I go on, I'll just give away a few more things and then I'll go on. I just love this jumper. It's got stunning stars and sparkle. So when I walked in, the Holy Spirit said to give it to the young girl with, you. What's your name, Rachel? Rachel. You are such a stunning girl, such an influence, such an influence to so many young girls, and I just love just your commitment to God. And, when I see the stars, I just think you're like a star. When you walk in a room, you don't just walk in as Rachel, you walk in like a star, like a rock star. You are a rock star, trust me, you are. And you don't have to dress like a rock star. You're a rock star, like you're perfect. So I just want to give you that and encourage you, bless you. Okay, before I give away some things, let me just go to my third thought. And that is, I just want to hover around the second thought, your purpose, knowing your purpose. And again, it is about loving people. Everything we do is about loving people. As an ambassador, people are watching me. People are wanting to see, what comes out of me. Even my staff, we've got about, Amy's with me. She's been with me for years. We've got probably about, 7, 8 staff at the warehouse. And, they just want to see, So half the time, it's not me talking to them about church or Jesus. It's me just being an example for them to say, hey, what is it about her? Do you know what I mean? About the way I treat my husband, the way I respond to with my kids, the way I respond as a businesswoman when pressure comes. When COVID hit, I didn't go crazy. I didn't even worry about it. I thought to myself, you know what? If God's hand's on me, then nothing can be against me. And in fact, it was one of the most amazing, flourishing years for our business, actually. So it was a very powerful year for us. I train women from all over Australia. I have about 80 stylists that I train. We run workshops from our warehouse, and I also do makeovers at my warehouse as well. But it's all about loving people. True? Otherwise, we've lost the plot. And the third thought is to staff your weakness. Staff your weakness. Get the right people around you. STAFF, staff your weakness. I was quick to learn that in the very early years of running a business, that some of the things that I wasn't good at, and that was, administration. If I had to look after my accounts, I would be bankrupt today. I have no idea. I still have no idea. I have a bookkeeper who looks after everything, an accountant, and a husband that just says, this is what you've got to do. It doesn't interest me. I have a little peek here and there, but it doesn't interest me. So, I've got the right people around me. And when you've got the right people around you, when you position the right people around you, then you can flourish in the areas that you need to flourish. So I just do what I usually do, is to buy the stock, train the women, style the men, the women, just do what I love to do, the more creative things. So I think that we need to really position people in our area, in our life, that can bring the best out of us, yeah? So I think that's really, really important. And then the fourth thought is to stay the course. Don't give up. Don't give up. There's always going to be seasons in life, and the same in business, the same in ministry, the same in whatever we're doing. There can be so much negativity. I remember years ago when the economy was crying poor, when a lot of people were losing their jobs, and people were just saying, you know what, it's going to be all over for us. And even for COVID, just like last year, but I'm talking like years ago, I've already learned a lesson. And, when I used to have shops, because I had about 40 styling studios across Melbourne as well, and we used to travel all around Australia and bring styling studios with us and style women. I never forget a time where one of the local businesses came into the shop and she was like, how's it been? And it wasn't that busy. But I remember one thing for sure, and that's words create. And I'm a very positive person, not because I'm a positive mentally, but I'm positive because I know the hand of God is on my life, the blessing is on my life, and that, that everything I do and touch will be blessed because I'm his daughter, and he promises that. So I just walk in that. So when she said, how's it been? I said, actually, it's been great. And she goes, oh, we've been really, really quiet. I go, well, no, we've been great. So as she left, I said to the staff, and they listen as well, and they want to see your response, and they want to learn from that as well. And I said to the staff, you know what, no, it hasn't been busy, but that doesn't mean we're not going to hit budget today. We're going to get somebody that's going to come in and we're going to hit budget, and it happened every single day. Every single day. And of course I become strategic, and I had to plan with the time, and especially during COVID when everything was in lockdown, it was kind of like my stylists are like, what am I going to do? It's amazing how God, like we were online for many years before COVID. So then I just went back to online and started styling online and started training the girls online. So to us, it wasn't just something new. But, don't give up. There's always going to be seasons. And, and I just think that if you're consistent and persistent, you will see the outcome. If I had to listen to the voices of social media, the voices of TV, the voices of magazines, the voices of it's all over, I would not be standing here today. But I hear the voice of God that says, Trish, I've called you. This is your purpose. This is your destiny, to reach, to touch, to love, to show them how much, to show them what I've sent, to show them Jesus, to show them, everything that I love about them. So, I think that, and also, I think the most important thing is getting around people that are like-minded. Get around people that can bring the best out of you. There were seasons in my life that I used to say to myself, you know what, I don't think I've got what it takes. I don't think I'm good enough. I don't think I'm smart enough. I don't think this is going to work out. And I would get around big character people that have been there, that have been ahead of me, and they would say, Trish, don't you dare talk like that. You are a warrior. You are a soldier. You were called for such a time as this. And I would begin to lift my spirit. So get around people, go to conferences, get people that are going to speak life over your life, and speak life over the people in your world. If you want something to come to pass, speak it, claim it. Don't get up during the day and go, I spoke to a girl yesterday that comes from such a significant family. I'm talking like, wow. Like, I had to speak to her yesterday, and when I got off the phone, I said to my husband, can you believe that she was born in that family? A stunning family, and I'm not saying she's not stunning. She's absolutely amazing, but she's so hard on herself. And she said to me, Trish, I spoke to her last night for about 45 minutes. She says she pays about $600 a month to her counsellor. I said, I'll have the money. She goes, I don't know whether I need to see my counsellor. I said, give me the money. I said, actually, I'll do it for free. I said, because I just, sometimes, we just need to remind people and remind ourselves how good we've got it. It's just really just being grateful and training our thoughts. I have women that when I style them, they look in the mirror and I give them about 20 minutes. They look in the mirror and they're looking at me, they're looking in the mirror, and I already know what they're thinking. I'm too fat. I'm too short. I'm not good enough. I don't deserve to wear this. What are people going to think? What are they going to say about me? Blah, 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 blah. And I just can hear them. I can hear them, and I just watch. And then I start. I go, you look amazing. And they're like, is that a skinny mirror? I go, no, you're actually wearing clothes that fit you now. Instead of wearing 5 sizes too big, give that back to your dad. Now you wear clothes that fit you. And they just, and then I begin to speak life. I go, no, you look amazing. I go, this is how you should style. You do deserve it. If you don't look after you, who else is going to look after you? Don't worry about what people think. People are going to think you look amazing. It's what you're thinking. You're hard on yourself. It's what's been spoken over your life. And so many voices that we hear, in our own minds that we need to begin to capture and just give back, throw it back. The enemy, I'll just... before I give away the rest, I've been really praying, just, God, I want to take ground. I want to take ground. Praying the prayer of Jabez. I don't know, it's just resurrected again. I've got this book, and 15 years ago, and I saw it in the cupboard. I go, I'll just have another read. And then it was something inside of me. So every day I'm claiming, I want to take ground. I want to take ground. And then I just have one of the head leaders of the force just inbox me through social media and says, hey, I met your son. He's amazing. I would love to meet you. And she calls the army in. It's pretty cool. She's like only 46, really stunning. And she just came to my warehouse and we just hit it off. She's actually my best friend. She says, you're my new best friend. She calls me, she actually texts me every day. She's amazing. So we have dinner probably 3 times a week. But what I'm saying is it's the influence. I don't take that for granted. Yes, I respect who she is, but also, the responsibility is for me to influence the areas that I want to influence, to take ground. Because you know what, there's so much stuff out there that's happening, and I want to influence women like that can influence thousands of women. Because when I run my next event, by the time I'm finished with her, in a good way, she's going to be able to influence those thousands of women about who she is. I mean, she oversees over 400 or 600 men and women. That's who she oversees. And they love her. You would never think she is who she is. She's a woman and she likes men. She's not married, but she likes men. I'm saying, some women can be really, really hard, but she's got such a beautiful spirit. And, I've been talking to her about her life, and she was raised a Catholic, and, but I've just been praying to take ground. And, so we've got to pray that. But when you start to pray like that, let me tell you, the enemy doesn't like it. And he will do what he can to stop, to hinder, to interfere, to distract. So unless we're in the presence of God, unless we're around big character people, I tell you now, we will get wiped out. Like so many big ministers that we see all around the world getting wiped out. And I often communicate that with my husband all the time, because we are with people that I'm telling you, they're underbelly. We hang out with the underbelly people. Do you know who they are? My husband was an ex-kickboxing instructor. But that's the people we're influencing. In fact, tomorrow we're bringing a girl, they call her Hand Grenade. She's coming to church. She's bringing her gay son, who I've been praying for 2 years. And she sent me a text. She's come to church already 3 times, got saved. She's been coming. And I'm talking you would never think she's a hand grenade. She's stunning, beautiful, blonde, tall, gorgeous, but wild. She doesn't have women friends. She had her birthday party. They were all men and me. And but she's stunning. She puts her arm around me. She goes, Trish, I love you so much. There's just something about you. You inspire me, you know. And because of you, you know, Jesus says, and she starts to preach at me. And I just let her go. But all the men that are in that room, they're all influencers. They're all powerhouses. They run big nightclubs. They run big bars overseas. And I spoke to a guy that runs a really, really big bar. And he said to me, Trish, you know what? He goes, you and me are exactly the same, but you're a little bit ahead of me. He goes, you're a little bit ahead of me because of your lifestyle. He said, but everything that you do is not because of your faith. He goes, it's because you're strong in your mind. And I let him go on and on and on. And then when he finished, I looked at him and I said, can I now tell you my thoughts? He says, yes. And I said, well, you might think I'm ahead of you, but it's not that I'm ahead of you. I'm totally dependent on God. I said, 2 weeks ago, I woke up and I said, I don't think I've got what it takes anymore. And I started to feel weak. I wanted to give up my business. I wanted to give up a lot of things in my life. I don't know what it was. I said, but I was just having a really tough week. And I said, but what I did, I went downstairs and I put my worship on and I started to pray and I started to feel this power within me to rise up and remind me of who I am and what God created me to be. I thought he's going to say, you're mad. He looked at me and he said, this is exactly what he said. I couldn't believe it. I said to my husband, whoa. He looked at me, he said, Trish, because of that conversation, I believe. He goes, I believe. And so that was 2 weeks ago. I haven't brought him to church yet. But what I'm saying is it's our influence. People are watching, people are waiting. So what I'm saying is the enemy, at the moment, I'm in a season where the enemy's trying to attack my personal life. It doesn't look it, does it? I've got my sparkle on, I've got my jacket on, I've got my makeup on. Fake it. But he's trying to wipe me out. But he's not going to get me, please, little cockroach. Seriously. But let him try. But you know what? What happens is when I know the enemy tries to attack, I just think I am definitely taking ground. And when you're taking ground, the enemy is scared. So I just stop and I listen and I go, ooh, something good is going to happen, enemy. Because if I'm a threat to you, if you're scared when I wake up, and you should be, because, I've got a lot of stuff to do and to take control of, but so what I'm saying is guard your heart, get around good people, like-minded people, and be very transparent. I think that's key as well, to be very transparent. I'm always communicating to my husband, to my friends. Say it how it is. Don't fake it. How are you going? Amazing. And you're miserable. And you're miserable. You liar. Like, of course, share it with the person that can help you, not, I'm miserable. You're miserable. You should see how miserable I am. You run from people like that. I'm talking like, share it. Be honest. Be transparent, because if you live at that address, you will go to bed with a sweetheart. Layers of stuff won't be able to I guess, overtake you, because you're constantly communicating that and just bringing it to the light, yeah? So anyway, what time is it? I'm going to stop, but I want to give away some more. I just think that what I get to do, I love what I get to do. You should see what I do at the warehouse when women come in. I'm talking women that are strong, amazing women that I get to style with no confidence. And then when they go out, I see them at functions, at conferences. I don't even recognize them. They are dressed so amazing. They're like, Trish! And I'm like, do I know that person? Because I have I'm 54 turning 90, my brain. I just forget. My dad says to my mum, you should have called her forget a lot, because I always forget. See, he spoke that over me. Dad! Anyway, but, the transformation that I see, it's like it should be on TV. It's absolutely amazing. It's so encouraging, the lives that God transforms just using me and the clothes as a tool to speak life over them, because clothes are effective. If people like what they see, they like what they hear. It's how it is. You know, it's not priority. People are priority. Your priority. But we need clothes because clothes were invented to cover our nakedness. Full stop. There's so many trends out there. There's so many, voices out there that say this is how we should look to feel beautiful. This is what we should wear to feel amazing. But truly, they're all lies. You know, it doesn't matter what you wear. It really, really doesn't. It just matters, true beauty is from within, yeah? It's about encouraging, it's about walking alongside people and bringing the best out of people. But in saying that, clothes are fun. And I get to play dress-ups all day. So anyway, I want to give this to Tendai. Tendai, this is something I know you would never grab off the shelf. But you would you're like an eagle. You did say eagle. But you're like an eagle. So you just, I just want to give you this to encourage you that as you wear this, just continue to seek the heart of God because you're a powerhouse. You're an amazing woman. And God is using you and going to use you to at another level. Get ready for another level. Seriously. Bless you. And I want your hair. And then I have, now look at this. This is so heavy. The poor girl that wears this, but it'll keep you warm. It'll keep you so warm. And I think I want to give it to the girl in the pink jacket that was playing keys. This is just a stunning wool. It's you can wear it over leggings. You can wear it over tights with your ankle boots, even over what you're wearing. It's cute. It's fun. And you're fun. You are really, really fun. And I just love how you're just such a beautiful, innocent, sweet, stunning girl. You're married? 3 kids. See, there you go. Amazing. So I just want to encourage you as a mother. I want to encourage you as a wife just to continue to be transparent. I wish this was a date night dress. It's definitely not a date night dress. Your husband wouldn't be flattered in this. He'd be like, you've given her a straight jacket. But, I just want to encourage you to go on date nights with your husband. I don't know if you do, but please do. I really think your kids are important, but your marriage is number one. So, if you're not watering that garden, someone else is. And they always say the grass is not greener on the other side. It's where you water it. Water it. You look after your husband. Go on date nights. It's okay. I have my granddaughter every week. I make sure my kids, I don't care if they don't go out. I'm stay home in bed, watch movies, get a pizza, just cuddle and just do whatever you got to do, right? But don't have any more babies yet. But no, I don't say that. Erica says we can talk about sex, okay? When you're married only. But so I do. I just want to encourage you, okay? I do. I want to give you homework. This is homework. I want you to go home. And at the right time, I want you to just make a time and go out with your husband. Book just somewhere casual. Go watch a movie or just do something. Just go out, get a sitter. Have you got sitters that can come and look after the kids? Okay, great. Okay, go out. You need to spend time with your man, okay? You'll have fun. Bless you. Okay, well, that's all from me. I've brought some clothes if you want to have a little play, dress-ups. I've got everything at wholesale prices, okay? So there's nothing, everything's $50, $60, $70, just so you know. I have coats that are $300 coats for $120. They're beautiful, they're wool, they're unique. No pressure. But otherwise, so you can just come and try things on, okay? And the other thing too, I just wanted to offer you that I usually do. I have makeovers at my warehouse, complete makeovers, packages that they go for about 4 to 5 hours with me. So I said to Abiola, I'm just offering it to you girls, that it's about a 4 or 5 hour day with me. I give you a full wardrobe. It's about 10 to 12, 15 beautiful pieces. You get lunch with me. So it's the whole day. I usually sell these packages for nearly $7,000. But today, just for today only, if you're interested, you get a whole wardrobe, you get me, it's only $997. Okay? And the clothes alone are worth $3,000. That's the wardrobe you're going to take home. That's if you feel Like, you know what, Trish? You know, when I say makeover, I don't mean like, you know, you need help. But maybe you do. Nah. Fashion is fun, and sometimes we have no idea. We go shopping and we waste all our money and all our time on stuff that we don't even need. We have a wardrobe full of clothes we never even wear. I'll sort you out, because that's what I'm good at, okay? So love you girls and gentlemen, and thank you, gorgeous.